Right guys, if you want to start a YouTube channel, just follow some of GB News staff members on Twitter and you got a constant stream of content ready and waiting for you. After yesterday and the GB News producer spreading fake news of Polish fans to vilify the English, I've got another one here that was sent to me. This time it's not about football though, instead it's the lunatic health passport app the government is pushing, despite them ruling it out a few times over the past 6 months.
I think mandating vaccinations is discriminatory and completely wrong. And I, like the member for High Wycombe and others here, would urge businesses listening to this debate today not to even think about this. And I will explain in further detail why that is the wrong thing to do. I'm grateful, and I'll put on record my thanks to Professor Carol Sikora, who quoted me and said I eloquently dealt with the issue. He has many hundreds of thousands of followers, which I was very grateful for. So absolutely no plans for vaccine passports.
Today's one is this little gem here by Tom Harwood that almost looks like a tweet from some low-life activist tosspot with no idea about the world, or a paid-for bot that's just been fed propaganda to spew. It's like Diane Abbott thinking the public supported Labour's policies in 2019 and how popular they were.
To do. I think we need to be building on the policies in the 2019 manifesto, many of which were forward-thinking and popular. We need to get the strategy right.
You're talking about going back to the policies or building on the policies from the 2019 manifesto. Some people listening to that might think that is quite a staggering thing to say. You know, that was your worst result since 1935. You lost 59 seats. Isn't that a manifesto that failed?
It was a manifesto that, taking the policies individually, was very popular. There's no doubt that the party leadership came under fantastic media attack, but the actual policies were popular.
Yep, this tweet here is on par with the stupidity on display there if you ask me. He said the NHS COVID pass literally boils down to having a negative lateral flow test within the last 2 days. Hard to think of many simpler, easier things and totally free. A no-brainer for clubs, gigs, theatres to implement on the door for now. We simply can't go backwards. So two-tier medical apartheid boils down to complying with his government lunacy, so that makes it okay in his mind. So two-tier medical apartheid boils down to complying with the government lunacy or not, and that makes it okay in his mind somehow. Of course, the hard to think of many simpler or easier things is also just laughable. Doing nothing is easier and simpler, but the totally free part just takes the biscuit if you ask me. It shows willful ignorance of government spending or a deliberate lie, because he himself said during the 2019 election campaign about Labour's free this and that being taxpayer funded. We all did, for fuck's sake. As I said back then, everything the government claims is free you have literally paid for, even if you don't use it or support it. Everything they spend is yours, it is not theirs. This is why they are spending it after all. You gotta remember the Socialist Labour Party and commie-servative fuckpigs are great at spending other people's money, but never their own. Boris has shown that with his wallpaper and holidays while he tells you not to do this and that. Now, I should point out that Tom Harwood is not stupid, so I'm assuming he knows taxpayer funded is not free, which makes me question why he put out something he was always going to get roasted for. And in fact makes GB News look like some tin pot bunch of tosspots because he is their political correspondent. Tweeting this was always going to be picked apart for the bullshit that it is, before you even get into the fact it's discriminatory to coerce people into medical treatments or tests to access basic freedoms that, let's be honest, the government had no right to take in the first fucking place. And they've only been able to take them because people have literally let them do it. Hopefully that is gonna stop very soon.